Let's go over Joshua chapter 8 while the guys play disc golf. But first, let's do a quick recap on 7. So in chapter 7, Joshua sent about 3,000 men to try to take over Ai, but they were chased out and they were defeated, and it made the Israelites lose heart. It wasn't until Joshua dropped to his knees and he asked the Lord, "Why did you bring us here just to let us fall?" And the Lord said, "Israel has sinned." He went on to say, "They have violated my covenant. They have taken what was set apart. They have stolen. They have deceived. And because of this, they will not stand against their enemies, and I cannot be with them." If you remember, it was only Achan that took from Jericho. But if you go back to Joshua chapter 6, verse 18, the Lord had told them, "But keep yourselves from the things set apart, or you will be set apart for destruction. If you take any of those things, you will also set apart the camp of Israel for destruction and make trouble for it." So because of one man, the whole camp fell. So they were told to go and consecrate and then remove what is set apart. And whoever was caught with the things that was set apart must be burned along with everything that he has, because he had violated the Lord's covenant and committed an outrage in Israel. So at the end of chapter 7, they found out it was Achan who had stolen. So Achan and his sons and daughters were all stoned and then burned along with the things he had stolen. And then the Lord turned from his burning anger. So at the beginning of chapter 8, the Lord told Joshua, "Do not be afraid or discouraged. Take all the troops with you and go back to Ai and attack them." He also told him not only would he hand over Ai like he did Jericho, but he would also let them plunder the spoil and livestock this time. If only Achan would have just been loyal and waited. But moving on, Joshua and all the troops set out to go attack Ai, and this time they were given a different set of instructions. And within those instructions, a few key points were: pay attention, be ready, and follow the Lord's command. So early the next morning, Joshua and the elders led the people up to Ai. He set out about 5,000 to the west of the city to ambush, and all the rest were set up on the north side. When the king of Ai saw the Israelites, the men of the city hurried and engaged Israel in battle. Little did they know there would be an ambush behind them. So Joshua and all Israel pretended to be beaten back and ran towards the wilderness. The troops of Ai were then summoned to pursue them, and not a man was left in Ai or Bethel who did not go after Israel, which left their whole city exposed. In that moment, the Lord told Joshua, "Hold out the javelin in your hand towards Ai, for I will hand the city over to you." So Joshua held out his hand, and when he did, the men in ambush ran, entered the city, captured it, and set it on fire. The men of Ai looked back and seen the city on fire, but there was no escaping in any direction at this point. So now Joshua and the men of Israel started striking down the men of Ai, and then the men that were in ambush came out of the city against them as well. So they're trapped in between both forces, and all of them were struck down except for the king. He was taken to Joshua, and then he was hung on a tree until that evening. At sunset, they took his body down and placed it at the entrance of the city gate and put a large pile of rocks over it. They then went up to Mount Ebal to build an altar in which Moses had previously commanded. They offered burnt offerings, fellowship, and Joshua also read all of the words of the law. There was not a word of all that Moses commanded that Joshua didn't read. So here's my takeaway. Always wait for instruction before going to battle. Pay attention, be ready, and follow the Lord's command to victory. Remember, the battle belongs to Him. Give Him all the glory and stay in His word. In my dig deeper of Bible study, it took me to Deuteronomy 9, and that reminds us not to get prideful. So even though we already know the battle has already been won, we need to remember it's not because of our righteousness, for we are stiff-necked people. The battle is won for His glory and to take down and defeat the wickedness. This can be found in Deuteronomy 9, 4 through 6. Are you going through a battle right now in which you feel defeated? If so, you may need to take a moment like Joshua did and just fall to your knees and go before the Lord. Consecrate yourself and just reassess the whole situation and wait for His instruction before headed back out to battle. Always pay attention, be ready, and follow the Lord's command to victory. He loves you, and so do I. You can also see the rest of my Bible study and other blogs at kbsdeals.com.